What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Crypto Over Redbull, your turbocharged pit stop for all things crypto, where we break down the numbers, the news, and the power plays shaping the blockchain universe, all before you're finished your daily energy drink. I'm your host, DeFi Sean, and we've got a loaded episode today, so go ahead, pop open that Red Bull, and let's go. First up, here's where the Bitcoin stand over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin is steady at about 107,700, notching a solid 2% gain since yesterday's close. Ethereum is sitting strong around 2,635, up about 3.4%, while BNB holds near 658, adding 1.5% on the day. Solana continues its upward grind at roughly 157 with a 3.7% lift. XRP popped nearly 7% to around $2.31. Cardano holds firm at about 65 cents, gaining just under 4%. And Dogecoin is clocking in at 17 cents, picking up a steady 1.3%. Overall, a cautiously bullish tone across the majors as traders watch global headlines and upcoming catalysts. And speaking of headlines, this past week has been anything but boring. Let's break down what's been driving market sentiment. Kicking it off with a big corporate move. Tron is planning to go public in the US. Justin Sun's blockchain network will pursue a reverse merger with SRM Entertainment to list on Nasdaq. This comes after the SEC paused its investigation into Tron, giving the project a fresh opening for mainstream exposure. In Washington, Trump Media and Technology filed for a Bitcoin Ether ETF, aiming for a 75-25 BTC Ethereum split and tapping Crypto.com for liquidity. A clear signal that institutional adoption is accelerating and the Trump brand is doubling down on digital assets. Zooming out to the macro picture, Bitcoin did see a slight dip to around 104K earlier this week, largely due to the fresh US-China trade tension, but has since rebounded well above the psychological 100K mark, meaning geopolitical flare-ups between Israel and Iran spooked markets midweek, triggering a sharper 2% pullback in Bitcoin and steeper slides across Ethereum, XRP, and Solana, showing once again that crypto is not immune to global uncertainty. On the regulatory front, the EU is close to granting the green light to major crypto firms like Gemini, OKX, Crypto.com, and Coinbase under the new MiCA framework, which would massively expand institutional access across Europe. Still, some watchdogs are warning of a potential quote-unquote race to the bottom and oversights if standards aren't aligned. Back home, the crypto lobby is flexing more muscle than ever. Coinbase just hired top political strategist David Plouffe, a huge move signaling how both parties are now actively courting crypto voters as the industry becomes a political powerhouse. In sync with this, the White House crypto czar, David Sachs, confirmed the incumbent administration's pro-crypto stance, pointing to growing momentum for stablecoin legislation and a clearer regulatory roadmap ahead. Shifting to tech and market structure, Ether has been showing fresh strength lately, fueled by its dominant role in issuing stablecoins and recent software upgrades that have given it an edge over rivals. While still below its all-time high, its resilience stands out in a very choppy market. France is exploring Bitcoin mining to repurpose 80 million worth of wasted energy, stabilize its nuclear power grid, and foster new innovation. It's a clever use of excess capacity and could be a blueprint for other countries balancing energy surplus and blockchain demand. Meanwhile, CoinShares filed an S1 for a Solana ETF, a big nod to Solana's staying power among institutional investors. On the stable side, Tether froze 12.3 million in USDT linked to suspicious Tron addresses, reinforcing its compliance chops as regulatory eyes remain watchful. So let's do a fun flashback. While I am a huge Warren Buffett fan, this shows that he doesn't know everything. So 11 years ago, Warren Buffett mocked Bitcoin while it was at $600 a Bitcoin, calling it worthless as a currency. Now, if he had dropped just 1 million then, he'd be sitting on about $179 million today. Just a little reminder that skepticism doesn't always age well when it comes to crypto. Turning to macro bets, Polymarket users currently price in a 97.5% chance that the Fed will not cut rates this Wednesday, keeping the liquidity environment tight for now. But that hasn't stopped the big buyers. Metaplanet added another 1,112 Bitcoin this week, pushing its total stash to an eye-watering 10,000 BTC. Next up, on the policy watch, the Senate will vote on the Genius Act on June 17. After multiple delays, will it finally pass or get punted yet again? We'll be tracking and we'll let you know. In SEC news, they just tapped Jamie Soloway, a former blockchain.com exec, as the new director of trading markets, bringing insider crypto experience straight into the commission's top trading office. Meanwhile, the SEC has officially cleared Trump's Media S3 filing, unlocking its Bitcoin treasury plans and ETF ambitions. Finally, everyone's favorite institution, BlackRock, has quietly amassed about 3% of all Bitcoin in circulation, cementing its place as one of the largest holders globally. And if you ask Coinbase, we could see new Bitcoin all-time highs in 2025, though they caution that too many leveraged corporate bets could propose hidden systemic risk if the market turns. So from nuclear-powered mining in France to $1 billion ETF filings and heavyweight lobbying in DC, the message is clear. Crypto's next chapter is unfolding right now, and it's bigger, bolder, and more intertwined with the real economy than ever before. And that wraps up today's deep dive. From fresh market moves to game-changing headlines that prove once again, in crypto, there's never a dull moment. If you enjoyed this episode, do me a huge favor. Hit that follow or subscribe button wherever you're tuning in. It really helps the show reach more traders, builders, and curious minds just like you. If you got some value today, share this episode with a friend, drop a 5-star review, and let us know what topics you want covered next, whether it's the next Bitcoin ETF wave, deep staking strategies, or breaking down the biggest on-chain plays. For even more real-time updates, behind-the-scenes takes, and exclusive drops, be sure to follow us on Apple, Spotify, go over to YouTube at Krypton Cause Investing, or visit my YouTube channel, Krypton Cause Investing, or send us an email to cryptooverredbull@gmail.com. Until next time though, keep your portfolio sharp, your energy high, and your mind open. This is Crypto Over Redbull signing off, and of course, stay caffeinated, stay curious, and as always, trade safe.